Hey, hey, hello, it's Esther with another episode of Exploring Creativity. Hello and welcome. I hope you made it okay. And let's see, Exploring Creativity is looking at some creativity, looking how me talking about an art piece I've done for like a little while to get into the roots of what that exploration of creativity is and how you get there. It's always interesting to hear artists talk about their work. It's either me or sometimes I'm lucky enough to get someone else and I interview them, which I'm hoping to have more of that. But at the moment, it's me and some art. And let's see, we've got this week Les Ronds. But before I go into the Les Ronds, I'm going to do the necessary part of this because obviously I'm here to discuss these things and to enrich your life, to enrich my life, bring it to culture. But also, artists have to make a living. So I have a website, and on my website you will find this art, drawings, prints, clothing, what else? Patreon. I'm on Patreon. Oh my God, it's so fun. You should come. We have a gay old time. And what else? I mean, just check it out. And you too could have some lovely art in your house, reasonably priced. At least some of it is. Anyway, I hope I plugged that enough. Let's move on to the art, because this is actually the part I'm more interested in. Les Ronds. Les Ronds. Okay, let's turn around the camera. You can see a little bit behind me, but I'm going to show you some. When I flip the camera so that you can see, hey, Ivana is here. Ooh, and Erica. Ooh, okay, let me get focused. Happy to see you. Glad you made it. Let's see. Okay, so Les Ronds. I'm going to turn the camera, and sometimes the emission slows down, stops. So just jig it a little bit forward and you'll find me again. So here we go. Flip, hold on a second. Flip camera. Woohoo! Les Ronds. Okay, so while I was sitting here, because what do I do before this? I actually look, here, let's just look at one of them. Let's look at one at a time. I will look at them and think about what I'm going to say to you. What happened in these works, what's interesting, and what's happening. And I realized that these are actually kind of personal. Not like the other stuff isn't, but I mean, I will eventually talk about forms and space and negative space. But these, well, for one thing, they were named yesterday, Les Ronds. Very appropriately named with a little French name because they are inspired by a 4-year-old girl who was in my daughter's class at the time from 2006. It's 2006, 2007. And she was working in the morning on a writing exercise, drawing these circles over and over and over so that she would get some kind of build her, what's that called when you're able to do things, when you're able, manual dexterity, so that she can write well, because nothing in the French school system is more important than writing and speaking well, like really well. Like they call it beau parleur. Yeah, I'm way out of my league. Anyway, so there she was doing this writing exercise, and I thought it was pretty incredible. And so I did, Picasso said, a good artist copies well. A genius steals. So I figured I would go the genius route, and I stole this little 4-year-old's activity because it was fantastic. Rounds and rounds, and so imperfect. Her little rounds were so imperfect, which made them so much better. Her teacher probably wouldn't agree with me, but who knows? That's long gone, and they were beautiful. So yeah, we're looking at these things from 2006 and 2007, and they're just a series of drawings. When, just to let you know, they only went on their website yesterday. They're drawings I'm quite fond of. I'm fond of this little repetitive, round thing. Although I do have someone who watches and says, "Oh, it looks like wallpaper," but you know what? There's some flippin' nice wallpaper out there. I wish this was wallpaper. Oh. So anyway, so in 2006, 2007, I had my, no, what was it? No, I was actually pregnant with my third kid. I was completely in a space where I was just, kind of just getting by. I had these other two small kids, like a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a big pregnant woman, and doing a lot of wandering around. And I was also aware that I was going to be losing my ability to make art for a long time when he came along. This is desperation. This is utter desperation. That would be January 7th. No, that's not January 7th. That's January of 2007. The third child was born in March of 2007. And I am so happy to have these kids. Don't even go there. They're just fabulous. But they really interfere with your ability to have time, focus, energy, capabilities to make any art. And so I was just trying to get as many of these out as possible. Totally, what do you call it? Like compulsive. Compulsive, maybe. So, yeah, my brain was fried. And, in the end, it turned out really well because when you have 3 kids, you just realize you're completely and utterly outnumbered. And I was able to let go of some baggage where you're saying, oh my God, I can't make any art because I have these babies. But actually, you make it anyway. You make it, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I've got these babies and I have this art. But I will point out to you, it is 2021, and this is the first time anyone other than myself, I believe, is seeing this work. That's kind of what happens. You get to make stuff that nobody ever knows about because who's got flippin' time to have 3 kids and make art, or at least show your art, have the business side of art. Oh, Alice, hi. So this is why this stuff is not being seen. It's also probably why it's in a smaller scale. I mean, after that, the paintings I showed you last week were things got bigger and stronger and more intense. And so by the time the third child was 6, I was able to get things together. But anyway, let me show you. What else do we need to tell you? There's good artist copies well. A genius steals. Yes. Surfacing to tell you what actually we're surfacing to tell you. Anyway, I'm going to show you this little thing that I saw. Because then we come back. Now, this is not this drawing, but it's another one. So we have these drawings that you can then work with them. And it comes back. I don't know when I made this. I know somewhere there's cut out pieces. I have to turn them into stickers. Sell lots of them. And then you'll buy my big fabulous stickers because they're affordable, Or you'll buy this beautiful piece of work. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at it. Look at the specificity. Look at the juxtaposition. Look at it's even green and red together. I don't know how good the color comes out on this. This isn't like a technical but I noticed when I took photos of them, they were all kind of beige. But while I'm actually looking at them right now, we've got an actual yellow, orangey, red, blue. Okay, so so there's real colors. I don't know. I'll see it afterwards and find out. So you can actually put these anywhere. They're like color forms. Remember color forms? They're so fun. Okay, so it's that layering and playing with things. I love to play with things, with layers. So let's look at, yes, the round has to be imperfect. There's an imperfection in it because, we are imperfect. And it's on a watercolor, so we've got watercolor. Should we go a little closer? I don't know what happens. Last week I noticed that the green turned pale peach beige color. But in any case, you can see the rounds. There's a watercolor base, and then it's India ink again with the nibs. It's now that I'm using pens more often, but at that time I was doing a lot of ink and nibs and pink. Do the background colors set up the mood for the drawing or vice versa? I would guess, because I've noticed this. At the time, I don't know if I was aware of this, but now I'm very aware of it. My color choice is what I feel like seeing, whether it's emotional or mood or weather. If it's within the blues or the greens or the reds or the pinks. It's really what that day I need to see. So then I would assume there is a mood that goes with it. I mean, greens, there's like although I used to hate green, but now I love green. So I don't know. I think actually people buy less green paintings. I think I read that a long time ago. I hope this comes out a bit of an orangey red. Anyway, that was a question from one of the audience here, Ivana, who wanted to know about the mood of the drawing. And moods are so fleeting. Like it's weather. It is weather. Like whether it is the weather or a mood that chooses the color, then it goes. But then you're left with a drawing. And I wanted an awkwardness. I always like it awkward. We have a pink. It was a pink ink that was really difficult to use. Look at how it gets all globby and sticky. But that's part of what I liked about it. And you can get those perfect holes. Look at what bees do in their hives. Yeah, talk about perfect. So that's oh yeah, we're back on this one because I'm just wandering it about. So yes, we have. Oh yes, this other thing that keeps coming up. I'm bringing it back to it. I guess I don't know why I bring it back to it. You don't necessarily watch these every single time, so I'm coming back to it again. But here we have a piece where it's the space. And this was a P. This is P, which means that's however many numbers it was into it, which is letters. I used the letters instead. So it's a form that goes off at the top and off at the bottom. And the awkwardness of the movement, like a tree trunk or piles of pebbles or the root. Is it a root? It's a section implying more, infinite, going, but contained. And then it's that, or is it this? Is it even closer up? Does it stop? Does it go? It's another one of those, how far do you go, like with the infinity of it? And the awkwardness and the imperfection. And you have your washes. And this was all happening in the studio. Right before the third child came along, which really slowed that down. But I came out of it better in the end, of course. So I'm going to move us around. They're all here. You can see it. Woo! I'm back. Hi. Now that I've told you about being pregnant, having kids, and making art from a long time ago, where it's like within a control. But I probably wanted to hyper control things because I'm probably a very controlling person, unlike anybody else I know. And but the actuality of having children and having a house to look after, if you were ever at it at that time period, you can see it was completely and utterly out of control. The kids, the space, everything. And so this was like the one place I could really feel. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. I'm totally psychoanalyzing it. I could be totally wrong, as this might just be the way it is. All that compulsive rounding, I don't know. I think there might be a therapist watching at this time, so she would know better than I would. Who cares? The art is out there, whatever, in the controlling and not controlling. And more is being made. And now that it's 2021, and I've passed that time of having, there's big things being made. And big movements are being made. And the whole arm is being used now because I can. And those will show at a later time. Although you can see them if you join Patreon, where we're having a good time. I probably should be trying to get you to buy prints because that's realistic. They're beautiful. They make every space look elegant. Kind of like the way a baby makes a space look cute, my prints make a space look elegant. So that's a good choice. But Patreon's really fun. And hopefully it'll be more fun as time goes by. So I'm gonna say goodbye, because that's what we do around now, I think. I don't know. I wish I could see you in person, these people who are watching. That would be really nice. Ivana, I could probably see you. But the rest of you, much love to you. Stay healthy. Enjoy. Make some art. Make some pottery. Yeah, pottery is so beautiful. But I don't make pottery. But one who would make pottery. Okay, take it easy. Love to you all. And we'll most likely see you next week. Ciao. Thank you so much for coming. You are awesome for showing up. Bye.